Welcome to bakingmad.com. Today I'm going to show you that baking is not just all about cakes. I'm going to make a delicious focaccia. So first of all, I'm going to make the dough. In my bowl here, I'm going to sift 500 grams of strong white flour. It's very important to use strong flour. That will give you a beautiful bread. I'm going to add to the flour 1 sachet of easy bake yeast and 1 tablespoon of sea salt. I got 300 ml of water, 50 ml of olive oil. And that's it for our ingredients for the dough. You can see it's quite simple, nothing too complicated. I'm just gonna mix them together. And just to warn you, before you start to panic, it's quite a sticky dough. That's what focaccia is all about. So when it's all combined and all stuck to the hook like this, it's ready. So a bit of flour on my table like this. If you stick to your hands, just put some flour on your hands, that will stop sticking. So just knead it a little bit to a nice smooth ball. And just gonna put it in a bowl with a bit of flour inside. So I'm gonna cover with cling film and I'm gonna leave it to rise at room temperature between 1.5 hours to 2 hours till it completely doubles in volumes. So our dough is now well risen, you can see, right to the top. And I love that smell of yeast. So I'm just gonna flour my table again. It's really beautiful texture, nice and elastic. I'm just gonna roll the pastry to fit in my tin. So I'm pushing it nicely and evenly. And now with my fingers, I'm just going to do the traditional holes you see in focaccias. I'm going to drizzle some extra olive oil and give it a good rub and to make sure it does go in all those little holes. And now it's time to be creative with some ingredients. So I'm just going to do a nice combination of, kind of south of France or south of Italy by crumbling first some feta on the top. Nice chunky pieces of feta. I'm going to chop some sun-dried tomato. Just mix them with the feta. I'm going to drizzle all the juice as well. Don't want to waste them. And I got some black pitted olive. Just gonna chop them as well, not too finely. And finally, one of my favorite herbs, rosemary. I'm gonna sprinkle some fresh sprigs, which is just gonna bring a lot of lovely flavors and gorgeous smell as it bakes. Just a few crystals of sea salt on the top, so when you eat you get this little crunchy of salt. And here we are. This looks seriously appetizing, but before we bake it, it needs to prove for another half an hour. Keep it in a nice warm place. It's going to start to rise, and after that we're going to bake it in a very hot oven at 225 degrees.